Oh, that's annoying. Cool. I don't, but I will if you want. It says it will begin soon. And Crazy Lady Desi's here. Love. And so is Moores. Yep, says it will begin soon. So are you in game? Has the match started for you? Okay.
Prepare for your mission.
Yeah, I hear things happening in the game that I'm not seeing yet on my screen. Oh, there it goes. Okay.
Okay. Mic is on, audio's on. Here we go.
Yeah.
Use your calibrated
everybody.
charge to get going up.
Making sure all my settings are good.
Help
As usual, let me know how audio is. So we're going to do something a little bit different tonight. As you can see, my teammate, undefeated prop, Brett.
Hello.
Who is on with me as my co-pilot. I'm hiding in a bush right now. However, I'm going to actually bring up the console and I'm going to put in a command.
Your shroud has been eliminated.
Now
Dispatching
our team,
emergency
so if you remember
extraction.
last week, by the way, welcome to episode
Bloody
2
hell.
of our Project Octavia live stream. We are the developers of this game. We are Twin Suns Corp, for those who don't know and are new. And we are showing you our game. This is an unreleased, as you can see with the gray box in this area right here that Julian is running around in. The game is unfinished and unreleased. We are in a pre-alpha state. But for those who have seen the game before, either that last week's live stream or our trailer, the game's actually pretty far along in some ways, especially the gameplay. And so it's actually very watchable and very fun at this point. Our game is a spy action, stealth action multiplayer game. So what you see here as I am spectating is I'm spectating around. So what I did there when I downed myself, and Brett did the same, we are on a separate sort of team from everyone else. And we downed ourselves, so we are now out. But what that allows us to do in this game is now be spectator for the rest of the match, of course, which is pretty standard these days for multiplayer games. Hopefully nobody is screen watching on the stream, on the other people's teams. I am following the dreaded Kim Possible right now as she is in the early phase of our match. And in the early match, you are gathering intelligence, and you are also gathering gear and basically finding your objective. Here's basically a heavy NPC enemy guard over there that's shooting some grenades at one of the players. And now we see Kim Possible, who is playing Juliet, the character of Juliet, who is our healer sort of support class. She just did some healing of Squant there, her teammate, and they are moving on looking for gear. And so what we thought we'd do this time, a little bit different from last time, as I was trying to last time play and talk and explain and actually keep it interesting the whole time. So with some great feedback from the viewers from last session, we did a last minute change, and I'm actually doing the spectating. And Brett, who already said hello.
I saw something moving
Hello,
just
Brett.
now.
Hello.
Brett is
Hello.
our studio technical director and the technical director for this game. He's going to be watching the chat. Hello, Carlos. Good to see you. Thanks for coming. Nice. NPC guard takedown there from Kim Possible.
Hello, Desi. I will be in here watching chat, especially. But if any conversations come up between us, certainly we will do that. Hello, Carlos, as well. Is the audio okay for everyone? I had someone ask in our behind the scenes Discord whether or not the audio was okay, so you could check on that.
Please answer that.
It says Discord is mixed quite a bit louder than Tim. So Tim, you might want to turn yourself up or me down.
Okay. I don't have that separated. So in Discord, I will do that. Bear with me here. So meaning Brett is too loud?
I think that's what they mean. Discord is mixed quite a bit louder than Tim, so that doesn't.
Check. Hello, Kaon. Oh, I see. Moore's is saying this. Yeah. Okay. Moores, you meant that Brett was too loud, right?
Oh, I could outshout Tim while whispering. That's in general true, but it's
Yes.
we should make sure we turn me down a little bit in Discord.
Okay, so let's basically I'm gonna be on
Oh,
the
hello,
fly
Brian.
explaining. Don't kick food. Welcome. Hey, Don't Kick Food. We're playing our game live. Look at this. Look at that gray box. This area is the submarine that all undefeated prop gets a special attack ability from that Adelita named. I, of course, know who all these people are, but I'm going to refer to them as their handles because it's hilarious. Oh, and then it looks like we have one of the teammates coming to help out. That is a Constantine character, he's more of a heavy, and then we have Undefeated Prop doing some actual healing. Oh, and then we have another Adelita in here causing some trouble. Oh, and that Adelita is down.
Sure, it's Undefeated Prop in there? Undefeated Prop is your co-host.
Insecure Door.
Insecure Door.
Insecure Door and Undefeated Prop, I get confused all the time. Oh, we have some major action happening. So that is a trap that somebody has thrown. They have attached a proximity device onto a propane tank. In our game, all of the gadget system is completely dynamic and player-driven. So you can put a proximity device on almost anything, and in that case, if Insecure Door were to actually go near that propane tank, then they would trigger that proximity device and blow the propane tank up, and most likely take themselves down. This Adelita is still in pursuit. Oh, that was unfair, is what I call that. That was an Adelita special attack, which Adelita is sort of our hand-to-hand special. Oh! Double trap action there, right in the middle of a motion detector. That's what that alarm is. And we have somebody. Oh, Rock in the Park is reviving. Yes, Rock in the Park
reviving.
is on Insecure Doors. So there we have a revive. So I should take this opportunity to mention that in our game, the team does not go down until all team members are down. And so you always have a chance to make a comeback. And in fact, as we've played our game thousands of hours at this point, we have often seen pretty exciting comebacks. Also, the NPCs never are actually fully taken out. They will go down and unconscious, and as you saw that one, just waking up. And so you have to always be aware of where they go down and how long you have until they wake back up. But they are, essentially indestructible other than going unconscious. So Walk in the Park has revived her team in Insecure Door, and they're back in action. And they are picking up some.
It looks like they might be wrapping up whoever that outlined in blue character there. I don't have the name, but somebody who's been down. Looks like an Adelita.
One thing that this spectator mode we do not have in this mode that is just dawning on me, so I'm on the flying this currently. Lost Lake, welcome, is Brett. I cannot see the score of the match or the progress. So
That is true. Yep. We don't. Well, you should see it when it starts to happen. Nobody yet has activated a transmitter, but because we are a team in the match, even though we've been eliminated, we will see that progress. We just don't see their intel gathering progress.
Right. Okay. So we'll see what happens when we get. So you can see also in spectator mode, which I think Brett would.
Tim, your audio is still too low, so
Okay.
if you could find a way to up that
Check.
mechanically, if need be.
Check.
It doesn't sound any louder to me in Discord, so.
Yeah, I'm turning it way up in OBS. How about now? Is that any better, folks?
And now I've got somebody else saying that the game audio is also low, so good luck.
Game audio is what?
Low.
Game audio. Hi, Mr. Wolfers and Veep Hogan.
Hogan.
Okay, so game audio is too low. Okay, I'll just turn it all up and check. It should work. Just max it out. And then there's one other thing I will try, so bear with me with a little bit of
A rival shroud has taken the lead.
And now you should see in the spectator mode that somebody has activated a transmitter. It looks like Horizon, which was the team I was on last week. And Horizon has activated the first transmitter. You can see that they've got one transmitter. I guess your audio is good now, Tim. I don't know about the game audio, so if somebody would comment on that. So you can see Horizon needs 8.5 additional minutes for victory at the moment, and has one transmitter active. That's that little satellite dish kind of icon beneath the timer. The more transmitters you have active, the faster that goes. The less time you'll need.
Thank you. Okay. Yep. Okay, I am better. Yes, it was a Windows problem, which we should have done a sound check on that part before, but you know Windows.
8 minutes remaining for the rival shrouds upload.
Don't get me started.
That's loud. Don't get Brett started on Windows. Which is our shipping platform. So I'm watching Julian right now as he has picked up a stun gun, taking out a guard right there, a couple guards, 3 guards. He's keeping this managed. So yes, as Brett said, Horizon has one transmitter, which is the little yellow. It is a satellite sort of dish kind of icon, but it also looks like a cupcake, in my opinion. So that was a behind the scenes, much debated icon. Welcome to game development. So yeah, the interesting thing, and one of the exciting things I think for me to show this game at this point, because it is pre-alpha, is you just saw Julian transition from the Chancery area, which is a much more arded area. I would call it maybe kind of to a beta state for art. And now he's in the museum district, which is climbing this pipe, looking for probably more gear. He might actually be looking for the transmitter slash decryptor, and I'm betting that's what he's doing. I'll explain that in a second. But we actually did want to show you a game in development. This game is not done. We're still working on it. And so we thought it would be fun to actually bring people on into the process earlier. So you're seeing, basically, you see some of the overall shaders and materials kind of that are applied to the whole world, even in the block mesh. But let me see if I can find somebody in the Chancery to give a contrast again. And I won't spend too much time on this point. Julian, we're back to Julian. He was looking for a transmitter.
9 minutes remaining
which
for
he just,
rival shrouds upload.
as you can see in the upper left, Raven now has that same transmitter that Horizon did. And so their bar is now filling up. So the objective in the game, to review a little bit for those who've been here or for the new folks, is a very simple objective. You just need to fill your bar up as you're transmitting. As you see here, Julian is being... There you go. Took down an NPC guard. Julian is now activating a second transmitter for Raven, Shroud. Shroud is the name of teams for us, if you hear us say that. Now, because Julian fired his weapon, you might imagine, that is actually a very loud event in the game, and so multiple guards are coming by to try to take him out. before he can finish taking this transmitter for his team. Looks like Nexus, if you look in the upper left, has actually taken
uploading data.
the previous transmitter that Julian took before, so now it's split up. Otherwise, Raven would have had 2. And he's probably gonna, I would expect to go back and try to take that one back. But it could be more defended now as well. And as you can see throughout the level, all of our gadgets, like I mentioned earlier, all of the resources, weaponry is all spawns. There's a fight happening here. Oh, nice! A stun gun, CQC combo, slam down. Oh, and then we have another. Harper comes in with a peroxifier, basically poisoning Julian, and now Julian is in trouble. He's trying to escape. He does have the Eidolon, which is basically our pistol. So he has a little bit of defense, but he's actually holding his own. He is escaping. I'm really surprised about. I think it was 2 or 3 teammates against him there. And he is throwing some trackers. And see that little bug on the wall? That will actually alert him to an enemy player who gets tagged by the tracker, so he can follow the enemy if they chase him down. Julian's character is called Constantine. He's kind of more of a tanky character. And he actually has the ability, when you see him do that sort of like ground pound animation, like that right there, he is actually detecting other enemies nearby for his team. He's definitely taking a risky move here by... Oh, that guard looked pretty bugged. But there's a lot of NPC action. So, is that... That looks like a teammate and Alita there. One of the cool things about the game too is obviously audio is very important, and NPCs, guards, are something that you can use as a player and as a team to your advantage by alerting them to enemy presence, intentionally causing loud noises to occur to draw them over. And here we have Kim Possible taking an NPC down. The guards actually are playing a pretty big role in this match, I have to say. So here we have Kim is actually looking for another transmitter, so she is using this encryptor right now. Is it encryptor or decryptor?
4 minutes remaining for
It's
arrival
an
shrouds
encryptor.
upload.
Okay. I always get that messed up. The encryptor, and so what this will do is, as she really should have a teammate here covering her, because this is actually a really loud event. Let's hope that Owen right there was a teammate, because they either missed her or just walked by.
In spectate mode, when your whole team is down, the outline colors correspond to the teams, so you can tell because that Owen had the same outline color as Kim Possible, they're on the same team.
Okay, that I could not see the color on my screen.
Yeah,
some of the colors are pretty hard. Like Will here may have a color, so yeah, that's an in development feature.
For arrival shrouds
Let's go back. Oh no, Gribble's being taken down. Trying to defend. We have some good CQC back and forth happening here. She's trying to dodge out of the way there. It looks like they were going after that transmitter. So that encryptor, the green computer with the green light on it, Kim was trying to find the location of the transmitter. There's only 3 possible transmitters that can be active in this mode. And so 2 of them are up and being traded back and forth. You just saw Julian actually place a trap as he was running in that bush, which is pretty common. Oh, what was that? Somebody fell or jumped into that bush that he just placed that trap in and was taken down, and they were the last person on their team. That was Nexus, and now Nexus is completely down and out, like we are. This is a huge fight. If you throw somebody into the water, they will be down, so people try to do that a lot. But yeah, putting traps in bushes is definitely... Oh, no! Oh, wow, that was close.
Wow, very close.
Another stun! Oh, there goes Pang. Yep, into the water and out. So let's see, how many more people are up? So we have Ferret on Pang's... Oh, we have 2 more. So, okay, so Ian's team is not far behind. Or rather Pangolin.
Yeah, there's
this-
seven or eight teams, 7 or 8 players currently.
4 minutes remaining for
This is what sometimes we call a frog pile when a lot of stuff's happening.
Stop the
So
shroud from
Adelita actually
uploading
has a
data.
special ability where she can
3 minutes
basically
remaining for arrival
dash
shrouds upload.
toward this ferret here has Adelita. She can dash toward an enemy and do a instant CQC attack that hits every time, as long as they
4
don't
minutes remaining for arrival
dodge right
shrouds
before
upload.
that. So it's really effective. But that stun gun that Julian has is he's really using to great effect
Stop the
to
shroud
stun the
from
enemy.
uploading data.
This is an intense match. There we go. That was a connected attack. Insecure door has countered, and we have that NPC who's actually causing some more trouble. So mayhem is definitely happening here. What's Snoop up to? Let's follow Snoop for a while. There's Kim Possible. Oh, with a sniper rifle. I don't know if Snoop knows.
Oh.
Shroud has been eliminated.
Oh, I'm so glad I was watching at that time. So Kim
1
Possible. So
minute remains
Snoop
for
didn't
arrival
Sounds quite
shrouds
good.
upload.
didn't see. So we actually spent a lot of time on the sniper rifle. In the game like this, you would expect that to be the case because you need it to be balanced and not too powerful. But he didn't hear. We have sort of like a sizzling effect. We have a laser effect, of course. Oh, and Raven has 3 transmitters, so they have under 30 seconds. The music is kicked in. It looks like Kim Possible is actually trying to stop that from happening. But Walk in the Park may know that they're trying. 13 seconds, folks? I don't think it's gonna happen. What's that Constantine doing? Gotta get... Yeah, Walk in the Park knows. She's on defense. And that's game. Oh!
Oh, not.
You've been
Oh,
Not
interrupted.
in time.
Return
Not
to
in
the safe
time.
house. Arrival shroud has been eliminated.
Nicely done. Good
Yeah,
job.
that was
Good
to
work.
Desi's point. Yeah, good game, everybody. That was a combat heavy one. It really got spicy fast. Oh, I'm looking at some chat. Any chat to mention here? Oh, we have
No, nothing new.
we have some spam.
We do, yeah. Again, I need to be added as a moderator.
Yeah,
at some
we
point,
need to
but
add you as a
we'll deal with that
moderator.
separately.
Can I do that? No, I can't. I'm not gonna do that.
Don't worry about it right now. We'll do it. We'll do it.
Okay, I'm gonna jump back in. We're gonna play on Solaris again and do the same thing so we can do spectate. Definitely give us feedback because we're experimenting with these streams. Give us feedback. Yeah, GG's Lost Lake. On the streams, things you'd like to see more of, less of. Yeah, Desi, spam means you made it. We made it, folks. We made it. Spam.
So you may see us. We're kind of hanging out on a map screen right now. It's just kind of a stand-in for a
Prepare for your mission.
pre-game, sort of screen to just kind of park us on while all the players get connected. You can hear the audio of the handler speaking in the background, and then you get the count in when it's ready.
Yeah, and I would say all the front end stuff you see here is all placeholder. The in-game HUD, which for better for worse, we're a team that focuses on in-game more than anything
You'll
else.
need to use your calibrator
that was a
charge to
clever way
get
to down
Alita
yourself.
on her feet.
Thank you.
I'm gonna do the same thing
I'm
just for fun. We're good to go, right?
Yeah, go. Yeah, match counted in.
Has been eliminated.
Saw some bug
Dispatching
there. So now we're
emergency
down. I'm
extraction.
gonna start spectating.
They got me.
Let's watch Snoop for a little while. Yeah, so we, even though we would say holistically our game is in pre-alpha, what I will say, and I think everyone would agree with me on it, because we focus on gameplay first and foremost, I would say the gameplay, especially the core gameplay of the game and the tuning and balancing, as you can see, I actually have intentionally left some of the debug up, and our performance actually, even in pre-alpha, is pretty good. And my machine's not actually that great. So, of course, it helps to be a stylized game, which I'll talk a little bit more about later on or in a future stream. But most of the core gameplay of the game actually is beyond pre-alpha. Probably, I'd say, in beta, or maybe even some of it being beyond. So it actually plays really well. Oh, there's a nice bug. It plays really well.
I'm not seeing the same bugs you're seeing. So.
Yeah, it's spectator bugs probably.
Oh, could be.
Let's watch Julian for a little while. So again, early game, everyone, you can see the outlines. One cool thing about spectate mode is, as I obviously through the geometry, I can see all the players, and so you can see everyone kind of roaming around. We actually, with the game, intentionally wanted the game to have, especially early game, to be a slower paced game. That last match definitely got very spicy and very action packed. But as Brett would attest, you don't have to engage in the combat and still you are able to win matches in this game. So that's how that match turned out. We'll see how this one turns out. But early game is intentionally slowly paced, and so you're here we have Ferret actually taking a transmitter, which 2.5 minutes in is actually very early for most matches. But this will put them on the board.
Stop that Shroud from uploading data.
So we have Echo has started.
9 minutes remaining.
Once the transmitters are out, that's when things start getting hairy.
It speeds up the pace considerably.
And they just saw somebody come out of that vent in the park. Ferret is in the park section right now. Oh, they saw him. Oh, two. Okay, so these are two Constantine, the Constantine v. Constantine battle. So Constantine is the only character who can throw larger items as far as everyone else can throw smaller items. So that Constantine threw a propane bomb at Ferret, but because Ferret is Constantine, he actually survived it because he has a little more health. But he's probably hurting right now. So let's move on.
He may also have dodged at the last moment. We're not seeing any animation where he is kind of holding his side, which is another thing he'll do.
Yeah, he might have gotten just enough.
Minutes remaining for a
just enough
Shroud's
distance.
upload.
He'll probably hurt.
Let's watch Kim Possible here for a second. So one element that Brett mentioned earlier that we don't see on the spectator screen is each team's intelligence level, intel level. And so for those who saw the last stream, or feel free, it's on YouTube, you can go watch the last stream where I'm playing. You can see from a player's perspective.
I could just add a little intel to our team if you give me a sec, Tim.
Oh, okay. That will...
Did you see it come up?
I did not.
Oh, okay. Probably because we were downed. You're not seeing that, but normally you would see.
So if you saw Kim Possible, basically...
Your Shroud has been eliminated.
Oh! Somebody's...
That's me, Tim. That's me,
okay.
Tim.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm down.
I was trying to put
7
intel
minutes
on your screen,
remaining
but
for a
That
rival
sound
Shroud's
usually means a
Yeah,
team went
usually
down,
means
but I
something.
think Brett must have revived and then down. So. Kim Possible slowed down right before taking out that
9 minutes
NPC
remaining
sniper
for a rival
because
Shroud's
obviously the
upload.
footsteps would have alerted. Oh, no! Joe! That was... Okay, so what happened there, Kim had my favorite weapon, which is the launcher. Oh, ruthless. It constantly just comes by and steals stuff from... Kim's downed now. Oh man, who is that? Let's find out who that is. I think it's Julian.
yeah.
Of course. So Kim actually used the launcher against Julian, but didn't take him down, and he threw one of his own traps at her in the middle of that fight, and that was enough to take her down. He's going to a Wraith Zone, which in the Wraith Zone, we talked about this last time, any player in a Wraith Zone is completely safe from all damage and is invisible. And your other teammates can see you, but obviously enemy teammates cannot. Any number of players can be in any Wraith Zone at the same time. They're always in the same place. I'm just reviewing this for people who haven't seen the last stream. Now, we put Wraith Zones in the game because in stealth action games, like Metal Gear Solid or what have you, there's something called what we would call a reset loop. And that is when, obviously, an NPC guard sees you, exclamation point comes up, and you then have to reset if you want to survive. Either take them out, go and hide, in Hitman's case, put a costume on, or something like that. So in multiplayer, though, which our game is a stealth action multiplayer game, there is no way to do that. If you go hide in a bush, the person will just go and find you and take you out. So Wraith Zones are a multiplayer solution to the reset loop in a stealth action game. So we believe that works pretty well for our game. They also recharge your shields, which we have a shield, which you can't see on this HUD, but every player has shields and health, and shields obviously recharge, and health you would need a health pack. But you can only recharge your shields, for the most part, there's a couple exceptions, in a Wraith Zone.
Desi wants to know how many Wraith Zones there are on the map, or whether that's still being figured out.
No, actually, we've spent a lot of time on that, so I would say they're pretty locked. Even though you're seeing gray box in some of the sections of the level like this, the gameplay blockout, we would call it,
7 minutes
which is all the gray box areas. The gameplay blockout of the whole level is pretty much locked, I'd say, and ready to be arted up. So no, the Wraith Zones, I believe there are 8 or 9. There's probably 1 per district and maybe 1 or 2 extra, but that's a good question on how many exactly they are. We have done everything with those Wraith Zones when it comes to prototyping. We've done different shapes, different sizes, different locations. We did some that move around, and we eventually came to the conclusion that they're really critical. The analogy that I would use with the team often is like, think of them like cover in a first-person shooter or a third-person shooter or a cover-based shooter. Cover is really important, and some games play with that by being able to destroy cover, but relying on that geometry can be really critical for how players learn in multiplayer, how players learn to play a map. And so Wraith Zones for us became another one of those. Like, you want to be sure that the Wraith Zone that you need is where it's going to be all the time. Because learning the map, as you can see as I'm watching everybody play, the map is quite large for a stealth action game. Oh, fight in the vents! Oh, nice work, Harper. Harper has the Eidolon pistol there, took out an enemy, and is reviving their friend. Nice. Alright. Let's watch Gribble for a little bit here. Gribble is playing as Adelita. Do we have a square mileage kilometer size? That's a good question. We should get that for you. Yeah, we intentionally...
I mean, there is one.
6 minutes remaining for a
yes, the current change list is indeed 22,545. Carlos asked that. I mean, it's
Shroud has taken the
yeah. I don't know what the square mileage would be. I'd have to ask. I believe our level designers know the amount. Yeah, there's a lot of change lists. We check in frequently.
Where did Carlos see that? Oh, it's right there. It's right there. The big number.
The server FPS.
I was looking at all the small numbers and just didn't look at the big number. So Adelita is in Fort Wood. So this is an alt history Cold War version of Cold War era version of Liberty Island. There's the statue right there. Oh, I just missed this great fight between... I'm not even sure how to say that person's name. Okay,
5 minutes remaining for a
Carolus. Oh my goodness, if those two people are who I think they are, this is a fight for the ages. Oh no! Oh my gosh. Wait a second. Who is Coriolis?
It's a certain snake styling sort of
Oh
person.
my gosh, he just took down a team! And Gribble was the last one! Oh boy. Okay, so a little behind the scenes on that. So the why can I not say his name?
Just say Correas.
Correas, thank you. Correas is actually a friend and family member who is playing in the match. We actually have 3 friends and family who are not on the development team playing in this match as blind testers for us to give us feedback. That, how do you say his name? You just said it, Correas. Correas. That Correas is one of our friends. This is his second real match, being the last match being the first. So they just took down a team, and Gribble actually is a friend of theirs, so it'll be fun to talk about that afterwards. Oh, we have a grapple here. Julian has a good combo. In fact, my favorite combo of gear items, the launcher, which you can put anything in the game, almost anything in the game, in the launcher and launch it, as we will see here, hopefully. He's taken up a perch. This is a good view of the map here. You can see the helicopters come in to bring in more NPCs because another transmitter, every time a transmitter is taken, more NPCs come in via the helicopter.
Has taken the lead.
There is the wonderful Statue of Liberty that one of our developers made for us. And he has a grappling hook. And so he has a launcher and the grappling hook, which allows you, obviously, to grapple around. Okay, so we have some interesting things happening. Oh, that was an NPC sniper that got Ferret there, which he must not have seen. But we have, so you can see all three transmitters on screen right now. They're all in the park district, and the action is sort of starting to get a little bit crazier now. And Ferret is looking to see how they're going to go after this Alita, maybe. See that Alita on Raven? I see. So Horizon's
maybe thinking to flip. Yeah, Horizon is down. So in answer to the size of the map, I would estimate it's about 2/3 the size of the real map. That's a rough guess. So that would make it about a little over 2 square miles. That even seems a little high to me, but it's probably in that ballpark.
Yeah, and scale in games is always weird and kind of relative, you know, so to be honest, the real answer is the size of the map is the size that we needed it to be. Because we actually experimented with many different sizes and scales for the map. But this is where we ended up because it felt right for our game. So, as you can see, we're not trying to necessarily make... Oh, Raven again! Oh, there we go. Come on, Nexus. Let's challenge these folks. Oh boy. Oh boy. Nope. Didn't realize they already had that one.
Yeah, the important thing I would say in terms of the size of the map was more about how many distinct sort of districts there are. You know, what the actual name of the, you know, we have the park, and we have the depot there, we have the, which is called the repair bay, I guess now. We have the research hub, we have the submarine, the museum, the chancery, which is the sort of embassy area, Fort Wood, which is where the statue actually is, whatever that adds up to. It's like 7 or 8. And there's basically a race zone per district as well. So that's kind of how that... You can also sort of think of the tunnels underneath as being its own sort of district as well. So.
I don't know if you're watching, folks, but Insecure Door is single-handedly defending Raven's only transmitter. 15 seconds. I think Insecure Door is going to do it. This is a highlight moment for Insecure Door, folks. 7 seconds. Nobody's challenging. I don't know why they just did that, but
that was just to show off, I believe.
I think it was. That was a flourish. Wow, MVP, Insecure Door. We all know who you are. Yeah, Raven is maybe a little bit top-heavy right now.
Well, they were originally supposed to also be carrying you, so now, you know, without the distraction of a Tim Possible on the team.
Fair enough. Yeah, the other thing I'll say about map size, and this screenshot for this loading screen is the actual map, by the way. And there you can see the districts, and the little arrow there is showing where we're going to spawn. Of course, it doesn't matter for us. Yeah, so the transmitters are different every match. They're another one. All of the gameplay-oriented objects in the game are dynamic. So that's why the encryptors are important, because you need to get your intel levels up, which unlocks security rooms of different types, as well as shows you where the encryptors are, as you see with this little cheat sheet here. and then the encryptors will reveal the transmitters. But you don't know where they are, around the map until you get enough intel, which you collect by going through.
And if you hold on before you're down yourself, I will add some intel to our team just so people can see that.
Okay.
That bar in the upper left we were talking about.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, people can see it there.
You see it.
Yep. Yeah. Before I down myself, I'll explain it a little bit.
I'm going to add enough for him to have an encryptor revealed, and then you can see it on the compass as well.
Use an active encryptor in the submarine.
So it's 204 meters away.
And it tells you as well where it is.
Yeah, in the submarine. We have a little voiceover. I should mention, though, I have a disclaimer on the screen. The voice you're hearing is text-to-speech. And so our writers wrote the scripts. We have actually, the script is obviously the VO, and the game is also highly dynamic because it's a multiplayer game. And it's that's pretty much par for the course for any multiplayer game like this. So we use text-to-speech to create those because we do not have any voice actors funded for the game yet.
I was careless.
There you go. You hear the robot there. Other than Adelita, which has quite a few voice that we did actually do a voice recording session with her. Well, I'm going to do it in a very exciting way.
Okay. It's quite common to use something like text-to-speech in development before you have voice, because you want to know how long the lines take to play, and whether or not people are getting the information they need from the lines, and whether they can sort of parse it with all the other information going on. So it's really helpful to have, but you don't want to spend the expensive, step of hiring an actor to do that work until you actually are pretty sure exactly what you want, because that step is quite expensive. So it's very common, has been common in the industry for probably almost 2 decades at this point.
Yes,
I know we used it on Skyrim. We used it on Skyrim as well. So
yeah, it's a good And the reason we bring it up is we don't want to have any go down the rabbit hole of commentary here, but we are not using AI to build the game. So that includes voice. So you might hear the robot voice in there, but we just want to specify we're not using the large language model AIs to do that. We do plan, and we are very much in support of unions, especially SAG. So we wanted to make sure we call that out for people if you're curious about what you're hearing. So a reason I brought up Fort Wood earlier is Fort Wood actually is the name of a fort on Liberty Island today, historically, but of course we have embellished on it quite a bit. It looks nothing like this. There's a helicopter pad on it and things like that. So this is an alt history sci-fi version. This is a pretty cool view. You can see the museum on the other side. The other thing that really dictates scale for a map, because that topic came up earlier, so that was a little fun little sandbox, immersive, simi kind of thing that happened there. The door, that door in particular is wooden, and so that was actually destroyed when Julian threw that, and I don't think he meant for that to happen, but just a chain reaction. But anyway, back to the map. We're not trying to make a battle royale specifically or anything. We weren't trying to match the scale of any particular other game. Oh, there's an enemy throwing some handmade traps at that person. In pursuit.
9 minutes remaining.
Trying to cut him off. Oh! Punched! Uh-oh.
A rival shroud has taken.
I think they're going down. Oh no! Dodge! Dodge! Oh no! Oh no!
Low bio.
Definitely.
Desi asks how many characters we plan to have.
Wow, Desi giving us the...
Which is a good question. Giving us the hard-hitting question.
No, it's great. It's like Desi has a script. Desi doesn't have a script, by the way. Desi is an ex-developer, though. Anyway, we have 4 planned for early access, and then we have another 4 that are in development, I'd say, right now, either in a prototype phase or maybe a little bit beyond that with different types. So to give you some sneak peeks, you've seen these 4 characters, and I'll bounce around to show you some more of them in a second.
8 minutes
but
remaining
we have characters that can cloak, for instance, in a very Metal Gear way. We have characters who can change into NPC guards planned, so you can actually blend in with the NPCs, kind of Hitman style. So we have different influences for other characters that you're not seeing here, planned down the road. So back to the point on you know, not really battle royale, not we have hero shooter elements, but it's not necessarily the same thing. For us, it really often comes down to pacing. What is the right size and scale of buildings, small, medium, large spaces, and then the overall map? It's all about pacing and player count. If you can believe it, coming out of... Man, Julian is such a jerk. That was a nice sneak up, though. Oh, another Constantine battle. Oh, a lot of dodging happening. Punching in the face.
7 minutes remaining for rival shroud.
And now, nice. Juliet comes in to save Ferret. And this Owen is going to ruin everyone's day with that bomb. They refrained. Looks like Julian did not survive that. So this team defended. This must obviously be Echo. It is. We started, I think the original pitch for the game had something like 40 players in the match. And for a game like this, that's just too many, we discovered. So 12 to 15 is kind of our sweet spot for trios. Then we have duos, works really well, solos works really well. We want to play all those modes for you. So you can see actually how differently they play. Hi Bio, welcome. I'm actually not playing this time.
Yeah,
I am in
we
mode.
cleared that up.
Okay, good. Watching Squat right now, so...
6 minutes remaining for a rival shroud's upload.
So yeah, let me go to one of the other characters. Let's see, we haven't talked about Owen very much. So Will is playing Owen. So Owen is kind of the trap master, in a way, saboteur. Owen can detect traps, so you can hear the beeping there. And that little device there is one of those trackers. That must be one of his team's trackers, though. Otherwise, he would be tracking. He would have gotten tracked. Yeah, this is all Nexus together. They should close the door though, because there we go. Who is that? Good form, Juliet. Owen can detect traps, and as you can see here, disarm traps, and also can pick locks without the lockpick tool. Everyone can pick locks with the lockpick tool, but it takes up a gear slot. The other thing about the game, which I don't think we mentioned yet, maybe even in the first one, is that when we have a fair start, what we would call a fair starts game, so everyone starts with their character and nothing else, you have to pick up all your gear during the match. You can also swap out your gear over time, so if you can basically spec yourself or customize yourself based on your playstyle. We've very intentionally tried to make a game that does not require you to engage in combat or action all the time. It definitely comes down to that sometimes, but if you want to be sneaky and use traps mostly, you maybe would pick Owen and then sneak around a lot, set a bunch of traps, and kind of corner the enemy, if you will. Use the NPCs against the enemy. There's different ways to indirectly impact the match. And so we're trying to make each of the... Calamity!
No, welcome, Calamity.
Welcome. Probably coming right off of the stream himself.
4 minutes.
So we're trying to design the characters around different play styles, so people can have options. But even with that, you can choose what gear items. Do you bring a weapon? Do you bring a launcher, a grappling hook? You've seen the stun gun. You've seen the peroxifier, which are more passive weapons. We have more gear items planned down the road. Also, your belts. Oh, fight happening! Nice snoop. Oh, stun gun by Juliet. And then someone's thrown a trap from above!
Oh!
Who was that? That looks like Ferret.
Two Echoes go down.
Oh, and then they just triggered a trap that somebody placed there. That was an amazing... Oh! Someone's sneaky... Oh no, that was their teammate. Okay.
3 minutes.
That was a great trap throw. Yeah, that was Ferret.
That was a great trap.
That was a great...
Ferret,
so,
yeah,
Ferret was up there and waited for the two other team enemies to fight, and then threw a trap on top of them. So this is toward late game, so you're going to see things spice up a bit.
The game has gone, all 3 matches tonight have gone really quickly to first transmitter, which is not how it always plays. It's
No.
interesting because sometimes people will spend a lot of time to try to get, for example, the sniper rifle or what have you, the higher end gear that's only available in the higher end, weapons lockers and things like that. So you might see, you just see different dynamics depending on who's playing. We definitely have some racers in here tonight who play more like me, which is get as fast as you can with the intel.
Yeah, I feel like Ferret actually is quite a rusher.
Yeah, switched the approach.
1 minute
this
remains
week.
for Arrival Shrouds upload.
It's walk in the park.
Although, has Raven won both games so far?
Yes.
So,
yeah.
Hasn't worked out yet.
We need to. But there's Walk in the Park just revived. Probably that was Julian.
Desi asks what you would say the learning curve for this game is.
Yeah,
I mean a parabola. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I mean, I will be fully transparent. I think that that is something. 30-second warning. Echo might have it, folks. I would say that we are still working on that. I think onboarding specifically is a challenge. We've made, like, say, a Hitman-style game, or I would even, from a multiplayer perspective, throw in Hunt Showdown. We've made a pretty deep game. Oh, this is close. 15 seconds. They swapped it, though. Where's the other one? It's over there. Get to it, Harper! Oh, no, it's not going to be time. Oh, no!
Well,
oh, maybe.
Oh, yes, it was.
No! That seems
3
like
minutes remaining
they got
for
robbed.
Arrival Shrouds
They got
upload.
robbed.
Well, it's the server, is sending
Yeah.
messages about how
Server
what the
wins.
time is. Yeah, let's start with they had one on the server, and the flip happened just a little too late.
Yeah, that was. I was surprised that he actually flipped that. Yeah, so one of the challenges with this kind of game, in my opinion, I will say, is that you need a game that's a sandbox multiplayer game with some immersive sim elements, stealth action as well. So we've definitely made it challenging for ourselves to make this game, because we have a lot of interesting elements that aren't usually put together. But that also is part of why we feel the game is pretty special and unique. And hopefully, as you can see, fun to play. But it also means that the game needs to be somewhat deep and have... Sorry, I see that my mic is pretty loud. Way too late for that, but oh well.
Well, no, you were super quiet before, so it's good that your mic is loud.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm gonna drop out for a quick sec.
Okay. So we've made a game that has a lot of complexity and depth to it because it needs to sustain hundreds of hours of players to play, which, I think any good multiplayer game has that element. But it needs to be something that is also easy, to Desi's question, easy to get into for new players. And so I think the onboarding, how we kind of slowly bring players into the game, is something that we still definitely have to work on. If you know how to play the game, I would say maybe 10 hours in or so, then you'll have fun and you'll not be confused and you'll know what you're doing, I think, generally. Probably 10 hours is maybe the sweet spot to get in, kind of understand. Maybe less for some people, more for others. But that's still too high. And so we would use a combination of matchmaking as well as, basically matching the players with the least amount of hours together, right? So they're learning together. We've also talked about having the dynamic, because the game is dynamically spawning everything, we can actually tune and balance that. Harley, who you heard last stream, I think I could probably start spectating.
Yeah, there was going to be some trash talk there
Dispatching
between
emergency extraction.
Piraeus and Gribble.
Yeah, I'm glad we got that on stream.
We were just having a little meet and greet in one of the other channels.
Oh, nice.
To discuss that.
Yeah, so we need the game to be deep for players who are going to play for a long time, but we need also to onboard them appropriately. So oh man, what a ruthless Who am I watching? This is Julian. No,
The
that's
shroud has been eliminated.
So that was.
Dispatching emergency extraction.
Why can't I see? That's a bug sometimes, so I can't see the player's name.
Who's there?
Oh yeah, it's the spectator mode is not.
Not sanctioned
Top
by
feature.
Brett.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
No,
fair.
it was action, just kind of low priority.
Oh, nice dodge. That was a block. So you actually can't do. You actually get a clash if you do CQC from the front. So that's what you saw happening there. So there are actually some pretty good techniques with our CQC system. I would say the system that has taken us the longest to figure out for the game is the CQC system, because you'd think you might be surprised by that, but you also may not be. In a game like Metal Gear or something that has CQC, it's a single player game. In multiplayer, CQC is a whole different can of worms. So we've done a bunch of different iterations, and we're in a pretty good sweet spot right now. It's pretty balanced. We didn't want it to be like a fighting game or something super complex to do. It's only a few buttons, but we've added some techniques like that. You see from the front, you have clashing. The dodge is really important. You have invulnerability frames when you're dodging. And so there are some really good skill-based techniques with it, but it took us a while to get there, I'll be honest. But I think we're in a pretty good spot now. So that was a great trap that was just placed there. Oh, I shouldn't have tabbed away.
Folks who are here from our podcast should note that in the chancery room that looks like it's got all the audio stuff on the walls, the audio padding, the TV in there actually does refer to the podcast. So for the handful in here from the podcast,
that was an Easter egg, not of our making.
Yeah, no, that was done by art director. Snuck in there. I discovered it one day. I was like, wait a second. I think the intimation there is that you have to be tortured into listening to our podcast. I'm not sure the association works.
Uh-oh. Yeah, right, exactly. That it's not a pleasant experience.
Yeah. It does not say knucklehead. Bio wants to know. So it looks like the transmitters are in the chancery this time. And this is the most arted up area, though not final. And some people might wonder, you can see the inverted lines in the dark. I think this will be our last match, so I'm not going to get into the art direction stuff now. But we have very intentionally made a stylized game. And so I wouldn't call it cell shaded, but we have intentional banding, we have outlining, as you can see in the inverted areas like that staircase. That was the team's, I think, very, very clever solution for having darkness in a multiplayer game but still giving it form and function. And so, which is usually in a multiplayer game, you would never have darkness or blackness like that. But we're a stealth game. You want to be able to sneak around in the dark. But it has a nice balance. Poor Kim Possible here is poisoned and coughing. So our toxicity in the game for the peroxifier, which is our toxic system, I wouldn't even call it poison. You can hear her coughing, which is an audio event that calls over enemy guards and also gives your position away. You cannot be healed while you're toxified, if that's a word. But it's not like poison that it's trickling your health down. So we wanted something a little more non-traditional than just a poison system. So it actually loops. It's a really good example of a system and mechanic that loops back into all of our other systems because it's a stealth game. And so coughing, you don't want to be coughing in this game because it gives away everything. Thank you, Desi. You can thank Harley for that, I think. Maybe Troy and some others. Yeah, so we're with every decision and design that we made in the game, we always tried to come back to the fact that we are not trying to make a third-person multiplayer shooter multiplayer game. We are making a stealth action
game that is supposed to feel and be very unique. Oh my gosh, it's a team of Juliets! Oh, somebody's clever. That is pretty cool. See, so we actually have no limitations to what characters to choose. A lot of games like hero shooters, like Overwatch or something, you know, they or Marvel Rivals, you can't have more than one of the same character on a team, or most of the modes have that at least. And so in ours, we've actually tuned and balanced the game intentionally so people can be as creative as they want to be. So this team has chosen to play all support class healers, which Juliet is a support class, but she also is very, very versatile. So now all the, you know, as you can see there, Kim actually just took out a trap by triggering it, taking the damage, but she knows she has 2 other healers on her team, so they just healed her right away. So it allows you new tactics and strategies that you wouldn't normally have if you all play the same character. So that's pretty clever. So they're making a bunch of traps, placing them by putting a procs trigger on an ammo box. So again, a procs trigger or an impact trigger on an ammo box basically creates a grenade, but you can also place it on the ground, and then it creates a trap for enemies to stumble upon. Now they're in one of the secure rooms that they have opened via the intel system, and they're getting a bunch of gear. Although it looks like you see that weapon rack over there is empty, so somebody else was in here already. 9 minutes remaining for arrival shrouds upload. Desi. Janko. We have Janko in this game. Desi's referring to an inside joke where I've started calling some jankiness in a game we were playing Janko. And so we've adopted it as a little bit of a term. We have the Janko.
New one on me.
Yeah, no, Brett doesn't even know. That's literally days old. Yeah, I really want to go deep on the art style because I do think there's a lot of interesting things going on, but we'll do that another time. What's happening in this match?
This one's it's funny. This one's feels a little slower. We're 7 minutes in. There is a transmitter up, but nobody else has.
8 minutes
nobody's rushing it. People are sort of taking their time. They're trying to go a different direction this time. It feels like.
Leave it to that person.
Somebody wants to join the Janko crowd.
The Janko shroud.
I think it should be more of a Janko clan.
Love it. Calamity, you definitely would be an honorary member in that team. Yeah, so this is a good. I'm glad this match is actually having a slower pace because we have better contrast. We only have one transmitter up, and they're all fighting over it. This is a front pile, as we would say.
Arrival shroud.
2 Juliets. Oh, okay. So this is a team. More balanced team. That poor Juliet was caught by themselves. So it looks like this. Where is the submarine?
It is in the museum area. The transmitter is a museum.
Julian with the sniper rifle already. But it's very loud. Oh, come on, NPC. No, I don't think that NPC can get. No, they can.
7 minutes remaining. Stopped at shroud from uploading data.
Julian is causing trouble. Okay, this is a great view of the map, though. It's actually a very big map for our kind of game. I would say that it's akin to maybe a Hitman size map, which is by no surprise because of the kind of game it is.
Shroud from uploading data.
But as I've said before, we have played thousands of hours on this map, and we're still finding nooks and crannies and new strategies. Because the transmitters move around every match, also strategies change. Our meta, to be kind of cheesy about it, in the multiplayer realm, our meta has evolved over time as well as we develop the game, which is usually a good sign. It's a good sign when your meta is changing while you're developing, because it means you have a robust enough gameplay, you have robust enough gameplay to actually have some depth. As you can see there, we didn't want our guns to be too overpowered, and so Julian got some shots on that Juliet there, but it wasn't enough to take her out. She had a dodge in there. He wasn't at the right range. So we've spent oh, he didn't see that trap on the other side of that window.
No, we didn't.
We've tried really hard to balance and tune the weapons so they're still fun to use, but they
6
once you
minutes
get the
remaining
weapons,
for
you
arrival
can't
shrouds upload.
dominate. Although if Kim Possible or Julian get the sniper rifle, it's usually bad for everybody. Okay, all 3 transmitters are up. Ooh, these two are very close together. That's not too common, but it also will create a different feeling match because
4 minutes remaining for
isn't,
arrival shrouds upload.
that isn't as common. It means they're easier to defend, maybe, because they're closer, but it also means they're more dangerous, so there's always balancing elements. So now everybody's starting to come over, and it's a mess.
3 minutes remaining
Also,
for
as you
arrival
might
shrouds
imagine,
upload.
trap was sitting right there, and there was a toxic barrel.
Oh,
Julian's down. Traps everywhere.
Oh.
People are just throwing traps from
5
sea. Look at
minutes
that, Owen.
remaining for arrival
This is
shrouds
what Brett
upload.
does. He stands up while everyone is fighting and just throws things at people. That's not Brett, by the way, but that's a good tactic. It's a really good way to not feel like you have to have a gun or engage. I think that's
4
Will.
minutes remaining for
Will's
arrival
setting
shrouds
traps now
upload.
all around. Is Will... No, Will isn't even on Echo, so he's waiting for the...
Oh,
It worked.
and it worked. Wow, well done.
Well done. Well done,
That's,
Will.
that's Nexus. Will on Nexus.
Nexus took Echo down. That one went
8
neutral.
minutes remaining for arrival stop that
Now he has a silenced pistol. They're waiting probably
Nexus.
for the toxic cloud to go away. So that's another thing you can do. That's probably why the person put the toxic cloud there, so when it exploded, it would actually cause area denial around the transmitter for a time. So you don't have to defend as much, but it didn't matter because they were taken out. Gribble is getting a calibrator here. You can only revive your teammates once before having to go get another calibrator. You can only hold one calibrator charge. And so she was going to get another one because she has a teammate down someplace. So this is turning out to be more interesting. Yeah, that you'll definitely start seeing a lot of bodies down around those transmitters, and those two are so close together. Yeah, look at all. Let's see if we can. Yeah, this
3
is all
minutes
Will's
remaining
handiwork.
for arrival shrouds upload.
I mean, there's
Yeah.
only 2 minutes between them, basically. So, Nexus, if they can get a little time with all 3, they will even right up in a real hurry. Verizon is lagging well behind.
Yeah, and I think we talked about last time, but just to review, yeah, that stun gun doesn't have a big range. Maybe he's.
You are not hacking the cloud,
3
Calamity, when you
minutes
cough and
remaining
talk to
for arrival
AoE.
shrouds upload.
Calamity's here with the puns. And
Yeah.
just shutting that
2
down.
minutes
Shutting that down
remaining
right
for
now.
arrival shrouds upload.
The more transmitters you have, the faster the timer goes. So even though sometimes you see, look, Kim's gonna try to. Oh, Oh, she fell off though. She stunned him, but fell off. If she hadn't fallen off and stunned him, then he would have been at a disadvantage. And
Desi
she's
is asking whether there's a way to reverse another team's progress with a transmitter, and there is not. So once they've accrued time,
5 minutes
we did
remaining
experiment
for
with
arrival
that at one
shrouds
point. There was a
upload.
penalty to losing your transmitter, but what we found was the matches would go on for a long, long time. And it really extended the match, and really any amount of penalty was too much. Because there are times where it flips back and forth very rapidly and becomes very tense. So we experimented with it. We do experiments all the time. Part of why the meta changes, oh wow, yeah, that was a mess.
Yeah, they were
part of
waiting
why the
for
meta changes, yeah, they were waiting for somebody to pop in there.
That was Will.
Yep. Part of why the meta changes so much, and it's it's also how we find the most fun in the game.
4
Just a
minutes
lot of
remaining
experiments.
for arrival
Try this,
shrouds
try this,
upload.
try this. And those experiments can come from anyone, on the team.
Insecure doors, opening a medical bay. They have a bit of a lead. Horizon's kind of coming back. This is going to be interesting endgame. Yeah, so to Brett's point, and to your question, it's a really good question about the strategy, because we wanted tactics to be an important part of the game, but we also wanted strategy to be an important part of the game. And we definitely need, our target was always 20-minute matches, and we don't have a countdown timer, so the match doesn't technically end at 20 minutes, but we've tuned and balanced the game, which, trust me, is very difficult, around that, and we have almost always hit around 18 to 20 minute, 18 to 22 minutes.
The arrival shroud has been
There it
eliminated.
goes. So that's a good example of what I was about to say. So strategically, because it is always eroding, the bars are always going up, and you can't stop them from happening. Strategically, if you are behind and somebody else is ahead, your only option is to not only potentially take down the
3 minutes
or to take the transmitters, but Raven has such a lead right now that even if you take the transmitters, they can always swap them back and inch forward. So then your strategy may need to turn to, you have to take Raven out entirely if you want to win, because at some point we need somebody to win. So we have to actually make it hard
30 seconds left
in that late
arrival
game.
shrouds upload.
So Raven again, man.
Yeah, Raven again tonight. We're gonna have to split them up if they're not carrying you. Bio wants to know whether we can limit the weapon or item sets in a match. And technically we already can do that. It's a little bit cumbersome now, so we have work to do there to make it easier to do. It is not player driven at present either, because that's the sort of thing that splits the community, and we kind of want to wait and do that later. That's another sort of development.
Return to the safe house.
So it's possible.
30
It's not
seconds
easy.
left
We'd
for
like to make it
arrival
easier.
shrouds upload.
And especially for onboarding, it's the sort of thing where we would want to have your first matches only have a couple of types of things in it, and then add more things as you play more. So, all right, I'm going to go let folks know, Tim, that's going to be it for the night.
We're done. I'll stay on the screen and do our farewells. One of the many reasons we wanted to make the game so dynamic is, to your question, Bio, to allow us to balance and tune. We talked, Desi asked about onboarding and kind of for how difficult it is for new players. Because everything's dynamic, we actually will eventually be able to completely customize that based on how many hours you've played the game. So certain more advanced weaponry, for instance, wouldn't spawn until you learn some of the more basics, and then we'll start threading that stuff in over time. So it gives us a lot of knobs to tune, as we would say, to allow for different player types. Also, it'll allow us to make different mode types too. So for instance, we could have a mode with no weapons. We could have a mode with just focusing on traps. We could have a mode with all weapons and do a bunch of different things like that. So it gives us a lot of flexibility. Yeah, and thanks for coming by, Calamity. Thanks for everyone. We're going to be calling it here. Appreciate you coming on and watching. We're going to keep trying to do this on Mondays, so if you want to see more, or if you have ideas about what you'd like to see other than your traditional maps, we're going to do some solos games, which, just to plug solos, it's a completely different game using all of the same systems and mechanics. So definitely come back for solos. Duos are also different, as you would imagine, because you don't have as much backup, so they're a lot more intense. Thanks, Carlos. Thanks, Desi. Thanks, Bio. Moors, I remember you. Lost Lake's probably there someplace. I appreciate everyone coming on. Okay, we'll see you next time. Bye.
All right, good night, all. Bye.
Thanks, Brad.
You're welcome.